Hi, this is a video about creating captions and narration boxes and the type for the Comic Machine app. First of all, we'll look at the script. As you can see, the red type is the narration and bubbles that will go into the comic. The comic page itself is split up into three panels: A, B, and C. So as you know, the in the Comic Machine app, uh, you can display all the text and bubbles are on layers. So you can display two captions and remove them, and then refresh them with two new captions. So literally, it's an unlimited amount of text in each panel. So let's start off by copying and pasting some text. As you can see, the first block of text is a narration. So I'll start copying after the semicolon. We go over to our Photoshop file, and you should be using the Comic Machine template. As you can see, it's split up into three parts: art, type, and user interface. If you turn on the type, it automatically goes back the art as a result of this white semi-opaque layer here. So this makes it easier for you to actually paste the type in without the art getting in the way. So I would select the first group of text, and if you open up the folder, you'll see there's two layers. You select the top layer and go to the text tool. Select the text tool. So the standard typeface that we use for our app is a comic typeface called Whizbang. If you want to know the specs, you can actually go to our website, which is thecomicmachine.com/create, and you'll get to an information page. Scroll down to file setup and text bubble creation. Click on that, and this will give you all the specs on the type. The type is Whizbang, like I said, at 5.5 point, and there's bold and regular typefaces, weights, and use white bubble with a 5 pixel solid black line around it. So if we go back to our Photoshop file, the narration box would normally go in the upper left hand corner. Make sure you have your upper color as black, and just click on there and paste. I've already preset it at 5.5. And you want to create a pleasing shape for the type. So usually these are flush left. If I open up the text characters, flush left, and I'll move it over to the corner. We usually like to give it a little more weight, so we try to, in each sentence, bold one of the words. So enchanted seems like a natural for there. It makes it look more dynamic. For the text captions, we usually use the paths that we've created, a lot of vector paths so to create the white box around that type, it's very simple. Just go to the marquee tool and just mark up a rectangle around the type. Let's say give it a bit of space, about 1 character space all around. You can just eyeball that, and you want to fill it with white. And the easiest way is to fill the background color is to on a Mac it's Apple Delete. That fills it with white, and you want to stroke it with black. 5 point. The stroke is under the edit menu. 5 pixels. Make sure it's in the center, and you've got your pixel box. Now if I turn off the white layer, you'll see how it looks. So that's text box 1. Group 2, let's go back to our text file, our PDF. You can see that the character Alina, the girl here, says this. So we'll select it, copy, go back to the Photoshop file, and open up group 2, which is the second layer, second type box. Type caption, I guess. So again, select the type tool or just Command T. You can just roughly place it. You can see that I've selected bold, so I'll make it regular. And you probably want to make it, because it's a bubble, you want to make it centered. Hit save, and then just move the type into a spot that you can see everything. So again, we're trying to make a pleasing shape for the text box, but in this case it won't be a square, it'll be an oval shape, as in most captions and comics. So the type length of each line progressively gets longer and then shorter at the end, so it forms a horizontal oval. So easiest way is just take the type tool and just break up the text. So this looks fairly pleasing and it almost has an oval shape already. It's totally up to you whether you want to do 2, 3, or 4 lines, as long as you have the space for it. And again, just to give it a little more weight, we'll start bolding some of the words. Okay, we take our move tool and move that layer into a spot that has no important elements. We just find that with reading with the comic machine, it's best to display 2 type elements at once, and then clear them, remove them, and then refresh it with another 2, because when you get more than 2, the reader starts to not remember which came first. I mean, there's always exceptions, but this seems like the best so far. So up here in the clearing, it seems like a good place for it. Now I'll select the layer underneath the type. This is a type, and underneath is another layer. Select that, and then open up the paths palette. Now this is under Window, Paths. And here, if you're using the TCM, template, you'll see that there's a whole bunch of paths that we created, but the first layer is a bunch of paths that you could go through and use. Basically, the top section is mostly the bubbles, talking bubbles, and there's just a variety of them. This one going left side, right side, bottom. This is just an oval one that you can connect with another bubble, and I'll talk about that later. Bottom left, bottom right, bottom left, and top left, top right. And these are thought bubbles, of course. These are the little dots that connect the thought bubbles, and also these are electronic speaking bubbles, electronic devices, robots, stuff like that. For this one, for her talking, I think a natural one would be to use the bottom center one. So you want to select the path selection tool. It's on the toolbar here, or you can press the A. As you can see, there underneath is a direct selection tool, and if you ever use Illustrator, you'll know the difference. The arrow becomes a transparent arrow or outline. If it's a bit of a pain going back to the toolbar, you can very easily press A, and then afterwards, while the tool is present, you can hit the Command key and tap on a blank surface. It'll toggle between the two of them. Give it a try. So I'll select this one. You can see the anchor points come alive. You're going to copy it, and then you're going to go to path number 2, because path number 1 was the rectangle. So you go to path number 2, you see it's empty, and all the you can see all the captions disappear, and you paste it. You can see that shows up, and you can see it shows up on the thumbnail here, and you move it roughly in place. As you can see, it doesn't fit, so you're going to have to transform it. The easiest way to do, I'm not sure what the menu is, but if you hit Command T, this transformation box appears, and you can, as you can see, you can squeeze it, stretch it into a shape that fits your type. Like I said, give it a character of space around approximately. Once you're happy, you hit return, and you've got your the caption oval fitting your type. But as you see, the pointer is kind of a bit off. I like it a bit shorter. I mean, it's sort of right already, but I like to be shorter. Or if for some reason it was supposed to be this guy talking, you'd have to bend it towards that way. So here you would use the direct selection tool. So you would Command click on a blank spot. It becomes a transparent arrow, and you would just grab one of those handles and just move it around until you get it looking right. You can even move it to a certain degree, shift it over from the center, but you don't want to move it too far, because then you can just use the one of the other captions with the pointer coming out that way. Great. So I'll select it all. Next, we're going to make it active by Command clicking the path layers thumbnail. Sorry. And this is that box area of the path area. It won't work if you click here, I think, but it will if you sorry. click on there. So while it's selected, you'll see the selection marquee or marching ants or whatever you call it is active. You go back to the layers palette, and you have that layer underneath the type, as you can see here. And it's a very simple thing. You would fill it with white, as you did before. As you can see, our color is black on top and white on the bottom here. So to fill it with the bottom color, you hit Command Delete, and then you would hit Stroke with the top color at 5 pixels, center, and you're all done. And you close the folder. You've got the two type boxes done. So again, let's go back to the PDF. The next guy that talks is this boy over here, and he says, "But you and Rufus are too good at hiding. I'm only 3." I'll copy it. So as I said before, it's best to display 2 type elements at once. So to give you a better indication how it'll look, so the reader is going to press the next button, which would remove these 2 type boxes. So you can just deselect them, turn them off. Sorry, turn off number 1 and 2. And you can start fresh. So you do it all over again. You select the type tool. So I guess I have bold selected here. Make sure it's centered. And so I'm not going to go through this this one again. I'll do it and then come back. Hi, so we're back. So I just want to briefly go through. I've done all the captions for this page, except for the last one. I want to go through the last one separately, but just want to show you how I set up all the captions. So like I said before, 2 captions or 2 text elements are shown at a time. They're cleared and then and refresh when the user presses the next button, and then 2 more text elements appear. So to show you what I mean, the first element is a narration box, and then a dialogue caption. They're cleared. 2 more captions come up. Hit next, they're cleared, and then 2 more captions come up, and they're cleared, and then the next panel is displayed. Obviously, actually, yes, there's two captions are shown here, and just to note, the captions don't have to be inside the panel. You can extend it. Also, that's one of the advantages of having the type layers on different layers. So I just wanted to show you the last 2 captions. So these 2 captions are 2 separate ideas that are expressed by this character. But they're better expressed in 2 dialogue boxes. So I thought this would be a good chance to show you how to do a dialogue box or a split dialogue box. So to do this split dialogue box, we're going to have 1 caption bubble here with a pointer on it, and then we're going to create another dialogue bubble with no pointer, and then a connector between the 2. I guess this will make sense. 1 once I do this, so I've created finished the first style bubble already. The second one is just type. I'm gonna go to my paths palette and select the black pointer and select this bubble. The bubble with is basically just an oval. Go to the layer 11, paste, Command T. Okay. So, rather than going through the trouble of doing a vector to connect the two, it's very easily done with just a lasso tool. So I'm going to command click the palette to activate the selection. So before we fill the with white and stroke it, we're going to take the lasso tool, and this is the lasso tool up in the toolbar here, just the free form lasso tool. Press the shift key to add a selection, and then just draw freehand a connector, and then go to the palette underneath it, the type, command delete or fill with the background color, which is white. Sorry, I'm just gonna have black as a foreground here, and then stroke 5 pixels, center, and there you have it. The only problem is that we're going to have to erase out this section right here in order to make it look like it's connecting. You just take any eraser, a round one will do, and you just zoom in. There you go. You got to be careful not to erase out this white section, because right underneath will be this black line from the original first bubble. Now you can have this connecting bubble. You can have it appear together with this text 9 and 10. Have them appear together, or you can have them appear one after another. This will make more sense when I show you the finished version of this page. I'll be back in a few seconds and I'll show you the finished product. So I'm just going to show you the finished product after it's been coded, exported. So you can see we start out with 2 type elements. Hit the next button, refreshes, 2 more type elements, refreshes. So again, we don't have to go left to right. We can go right to left, up and down, right, down and up. There's 2 elements. There's a loop of the dog's tongue there. So you can see I opted to make these 2 dialog boxes 2 separate elements, and they appeared one after another. And there you have it.